June. And I call the Honourable Member for Sydney.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Sydney Mardi Gras is a festival that now lasts around 2 weeks, with film, theatre, visual arts and community events. It brings about $30 million into our local economy and provides an opportunity for many Sydney-siders and international guests to enjoy the beautiful sights of our city. Just over a week ago, I was at Victoria Park in my electorate for Fair Day, a day of fun, family. It falls at the beginning of the festival each year. And I joined Penny Sharp, Verity Firth and members of Rainbow Labour in planting our own hearts in the Sea of Hearts. This is a symbol of the fight for equality, and it reminded me that Sydney's Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras began and has always contained within it not just fun and frivolity, but a very serious message of demanding equality before the law, as well as the Festival of Fair Day. I saw a terrific play at Belvoir Street, Blue Wizard by Nick Coyle, again part of the celebrations and just another example of the sort of cultural events that are on for the whole period of Mardi Gras. The first Mardi Gras march in 1978 was the Sydney contribution to the International Gay Solidarity celebrations, and it was quite violent. It was met by police violence with many people arrested, and while few charges were laid, the Sydney Morning Herald published the names of those who were taken into custody. So many people who had not been out to friends and family were outed in the newspaper, and some of them lost their jobs because of it. Of course, we live in a very different community now, and the police in New South Wales, in Sydney in particular, take very seriously their responsibility to provide a safe opportunity for Mardi Gras participants to express their desire for equality before the law, and legal and social discrimination have reduced in many respects. It's long been unacceptable to discriminate against people in Australia on the basis of their skin colour or other personal attributes, and I hope that we are moving to that time of reduced discrimination based on sexuality as well. Unfortunately, despite the fact that many laws have now been changed since the first Mardi Gras march in 1978, there is still one that remains unchanged that must be changed by this Parliament, Madam Speaker, and that, of course, is marriage equality. By the year after the first Mardi Gras, the Rand government in New South Wales had repealed the Summary Offences Act, which was the legislation under which these arrests were made. It was a major civil rights milestone for citizens of New South Wales, and it reminds us how very quickly things can change. 3,000 people marched in the second march in 1979, and last year it was 10,000 people who marched, with 300,000 watching, celebrating diversity, inclusion and equality. The Sydney Mardi Gras, as I said, is a major international tourist attraction and a huge boost for Sydney's economy as well. Anybody who lives in Sydney, who visits during Mardi Gras season, remarks on the terrific feeling on the streets, much like the celebrations we had during the Sydney Olympics, Madam Speaker, that I'm sure you enjoyed very much. As we celebrate Mardi Gras in coming weeks, we should always remember that while this is a time to celebrate diversity, it is always a time to fight for equality, and it would be a great Mardi Gras present to the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, intersex and queer communities for the Prime Minister to announce that Liberal members of Parliament will be allowed a conscience vote on my private member's bill, a bill for an act to amend the Marriage Act 1961 to establish marriage equality for same-sex couples. And it would be even better if one of the Liberal MPs who I know supports marriage equality would second that bill. I wish everyone a happy Mardi Gras.